Well, hello! Welcome to Drawing with Fire. I'm Valarie, your neighborhood pyrography artist. I'm joined with hubby.
Hubcat.
And today we're doing fall leaves and acorns. So what I did was I couldn't figure out what to do about today. So the Super Toasties helped me. I posted 5 photos in the group, and whoever got the most votes, or whichever photo got the most votes, that's what we're doing. Hey, Sheila, Carrie, Andrea, Shirley, Amy, and Kathy. I saw Kathy. Yeah, there she is. Alrighty, so I have plugged in the 18 small, but what I need to do first, because I just did a very quick pattern, and I'll give that to the Super Toasties after the live. Take that up here. But what I need to do, because in the pattern, I didn't put shadow lines because I was in a hurry. So I'm going to quickly put in the shadows because that's where we're going to start first. Although I just realized I left my pencil in my cloak of invincibility.
I got it.
No. I'm going to eyeball it. So we're going to start with
You sure?
Yeah, I'm just going to eyeball it.
That's my job.
With the shadows first. No, it's okay. So I've got it on low. I'm at 2. What I'm actually going to do is pull this big photo because my little photo, like the one on screen, doesn't have the shadows. I'm going to put that up here real quick.
How many references you got?
I always have a black and white, sepia, and the color. The color shows the detail, so sometimes things blend in when it's black and white or sepia.
Mm-hmm.
Need a drink of special cocoa.
And I just took a drink of special coffee.
I can taste the cinnamon in that.
Yep. Well, you put double cinnamon in it.
I just put normal people amount. All right, let's get in there. Let's get in there.
I don't know about that.
Out of my eyes. There we go. So I'm going to start. We have a leaf underneath. So I'm going to go ahead and put the leaf in first. So I'm just going to use the tip. 2 and put this in. There we go. Now the reason I have the sepia in black and white is because red doesn't read as we expect. Our brain thinks it's going to be really dark, and it actually isn't. Alrighty, so that's a leaf. In fact, we can show that because I can switch over to that one. There we go. So as you can see, the red just, we don't see all the details. We don't see
Which part of the pen are you using?
the tip.
Just the tip?
Just the tip. So there's a shadow on this leaf, so let's get that.
Oh, when I popped that up, your other reference went away. Should I shut that down?
No, right there is fine. What you got is good.
Okay.
So I'll get that in there. Now I'm looking at the reference. I see that.
Robert Fisher is here.
Hey, Robert. I've got a leaf arm that goes off, so I'll just keep that in mind. I'll extend it when I put that leaf in. Right now, just going to focus on the shadows.
So what you're saying essentially is that our brain sees color saturation and equates that to
Darker light.
darker light.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that we have to wrap our brains around and change our way of thinking, maybe.
Yeah. Got some shadow in here. I'm trying to get this laid in real quick so we can move on.
Okay.
And get the shading in. And I just realized, let's see here. That's the arm there. No. I'm all right. Am I in the right spot? Hate when this happens. There's a shadow here.
Ah.
That's what I was looking for.
Well, that's a lot of individual forms.
Because I didn't put it on my pattern because I was in a hurry. I've been working on something else, and then I had to get this in. All right. I think for now we've got enough to separate. Oh, we got a dark right in here. So we can go ahead and move to the leaves. It's just so I know where things are at. I said I didn't draw it with a pencil, so I'm going to throw that one down so I can see my sepia, because this is where I need to be able to tell the difference in tonal value. And like right now that I've switched over to the sepia, okay, it's on there, I can see that this all is actually darker. This all reads darker. What this does is it lifts that top leaf up, so we need it. If we don't have it, it starts looking a little flat. So all these darks, what we're taking the time to put in, is what makes
Burl, sir.
Hey, Burl, our realism pop. So this is a leaf under here. In fact, you can already start to see that this leaf is coming up, and that's what we want. Now, on the shading of the leaf, we're actually not going to stress about it because it's a leaf and it has texture, and we want it to have texture. So we're not even going to stress if we have any of the hot spots. If we get a blob, we go along with it because that gives extra texture to the leaf. So we can relax and take a deep breath on that one.
Okay.
I guess that was kind of for you, wasn't it?
Maybe.
Let's see here. Yeah, now I can see all the dark. And that's why I'm going back and darkening it up, because as soon as I start putting other things in, like I missed a leaf here, arm of the leaf, I'm going to quickly...
Sonia says that I missed something. Where do we get the pattern?
I will put it in the group. I haven't done it yet. I will get that in for you today. I was having computer problems this morning, so a little behind. So we got a shadow under here too. Let's quickly, I'm just going to move quicker. Get that shadow in. But now I can cut in this line so that it reads dark underneath. So I'm just using the edge.
Just the edge?
Yep, just the side. And then I'm going back to the tip. It's going to be hard to keep up with because I'm moving my pen in so many different ways. It's going to be hard to keep up.
Side.
I'm going to keep you on your toes.
No, that's not an edge tip. Oh, okay.
I've got them.
All right.
The words I use are marked on the thingy.
Well, I'm doing my best.
I know you are. All right. So we have
Let me know when you go back to the tip.
white right here.
Are you already back to the tip?
I am now. I'm just dragging. I'm gonna make sure I catch that ridge. See, right now it looks like a mess and it doesn't seem to really make sense.
Oh, Mike's here.
Hey, Mike. So we're just gonna get that in, drag it down. See, I got a little blob there. Don't care. Don't care.
Why don't you care?
Because it's a leaf. They have blobs all over the place.
Ah. I kind of knew that answer, but I was asking for everybody's benefit.
So I want to make sure and get, just using the edge very quickly. And that's just so I can get the lighter part of the vein that runs through. What are you doing?
I'm agreeing with you. I'm following along.
Alright, there goes this leaf. Right now it's a mess. It really is. It's
Hey,
hard to discern what's what. And that's because the leaves are red. And so it's like a solid color. Whereas in the color photo that we're using, we can see the greens and they look different. I'm going to whiten this leaf a little bit. So you can make all these little adjustments. The only reason anybody will know is because, well, we're talking about it. Anybody else looking at the piece would just think it's burned the way I wanted it. That I didn't change anything. Just dragging with the tip. Alright, let's get this one out of the way. So it's darker at the vein. So and drag. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to follow the direction of the vein, but pulling away from it, because that would be how the leaf grows. But in doing that, we can see it starts making kind of a ridge instead of flat. But you know what? I kind of like the ridge better. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it. Gives it more dimension.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it kind of pops it up.
Yeah. And we can do that when we're talking about like leaves and stuff like that. But like, you wouldn't want to do something like that on a portrait.
No. When you want a portrait, when you want something to look like somebody, you need to stick with what is going on with that person.
Yes.
If you change even the shape of their eyes, you change who they are. But with leaves, we can do that. We can be sketchy. Fill it in with just the tip, smoothing it out a little bit. But you can see how it's starting to look raised based on how I'm doing that. It almost has not a pucker, but that curl at the end. And since I like it, I'm going to keep that. The leaf is actually more flat, but I'm liking this look, so I'm going to keep it. It gives it more interest. Let's see here. So just using the tip, moving quickly. I'm set on 2 with the 18 small. I went with the 18 small because I don't need heavy darks right now. I have low heat, so I have a little bit more control.
I see.
I'm going to back up underneath the acorn here. See where to go. We've got a ridge right here of the leaf kind of folded, so less light is hitting it. So we can use that to shape it. It kind of pushes it back.
Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to get my chair to move a little closer.
And Burl says, workout is done for today.
I need to start doing that again. See, and I'm just negative burning around the veins. I'll bring it in more to make them thinner.
Sheila says the bottom leaf kind of reminds her of a starfish at the moment.
A little bit, yeah.
Yep, it does a little bit.
Alright, so we got an arm.
Maybe its name is Patrick.
Alright, so let's get some of this dark in here. We have kind of a straight shadow. So we have an arm coming up here, and it disappears into the cap, but it is darker than the cap. So I'm just going to use the top half of the tip and move very quickly just to block that in. Now with this one, we really don't see a vein, so we can just shape it with shading. Staying on camera, yes. Let's see here. We got a dark under here, so this is really dark. go ahead. I haven't adjusted my heat. I'm just using the very end of the tip and dragging slower. So now, let's shape that a little bit more. It looks like, oh, and drag out. So we really only see a couple of veins, but I do have more of a fold here. Which means this needs to go darker. So it gives that little bit of dark. Move quickly to blend it in. So this leaves, especially along the acorns, are going to have to be darker, okay, even if they weren't, in order for the acorns to have something to rest on. Mm. So this leaf continues there. It goes like that. There we go. Now, I don't recommend doing what I just did.
Why?
Because somebody new to burning might feel they screwed something up by freehanding.
Oh.
Again, though, it's leaves, so
yeah.
Even if you messed it up in your brain, it wouldn't be messed up.
I think that's something that is really important to note about freehanding. Like, yeah, you can freehand stuff, but like, pyrography is a lot like tattooing.
I would not want a tattoo or freehanding a tattoo.
I would say that the majority of like tattoo artists that have some notoriety are not just gonna freehand work, you know, and it means that you're planning out your.
Oh, we're back. Nope. I'm sitting here typing to you guys. But on the tablet, it's not back. All right. So let's... Sorry about that. We're back.
Good.
Was it the... We're back.
I didn't touch anything. Everything was good to go.
Okay. Now they're telling me I'm back because I was looking down typing on the tablet to the chat. And I forgot to look up. That is what happens when you forget to look up.
That's why I'm here. Well, I'm here now.
Is it still doing? Okay, it's not doing it.
No,
Alrighty,
no.
So we were working on popping this arm up. And I saw earlier that Casper said he had a question. I'm going to guess it's about burners. So why don't we go ahead and get that asked. Just in case we have any other issues, I want to make sure I can answer his question.
What did he? Oh, I guess he'll ask the question.
Yeah, he hasn't asked yet.
Okay.
All right, so just putting in these darks.
I already know what the answer is.
And trying to get these in as quick as we can. So I really wanted to have this all done, like in one live.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we've been going for 20 minutes, and we've got the leaves blocking in. And I did burn a little bit over the graphite, but that's okay. Should be able to erase it. Alright. Just using the tip. I still have not adjusted my heat at all.
So you're at 2 still?
I'm still at 2. If you can master your pin control, you'll find you don't have to adjust as much your temperature.
I see. Whew, these slippers are about done.
Alrighty.
The rubber soles are rotting.
Oh. Let's see, they're done.
They're not that old. Huh.
So I'm flat doing the top half, and I'm just getting this in real quick.
For everybody here, I appreciate all your likes.
Thank you all. the ermine real quick. And I am trying to leave a little bit of highlight. I can always fill in that highlight, but I'm trying to leave it just to give it your eye a place to rest.
Okay, so Casper Boo, aka Carrie, says it's about burners, Valarie, but it has to do with burning itself. But
Okay.
I don't want to spoil this for everyone and what you're doing.
No.
Well, that's kind of what.
That's part of the reason for the lives.
Yeah, so ask your question, because pretty much most of the people here probably asked a question similar to that.
Absolutely.
They're probably all hovered above their keyboards waiting to type.
Yeah, they're going to type the answer here in a minute.
I already know what the answer is, too.
Well, he says about burning itself, so.
Gotcha.
All right.
Well, Imhotep.
I'm going to erase some graphite while he makes fun of me.
Okay.
Go ahead, make fun of me.
No, not yet. I don't want to do it until I see it in chat.
So you know for a
then
fact.
I'll do it. But we both know it's going to happen. So.
All right. Get some of that graphite off. So the leaves underneath are going to be darker. So we got to keep that in mind. And where they back up and layer underneath, they're going to be darker. See, now we can see that arm more.
We need that meme as a graphic that we can pull up when this happens.
I thought I had it on there, but maybe not.
I'm not going to mess with it.
Alrighty. Definitely is going to need a lot more shadow. A lot more shadow. But they're starting to look like leaves now.
Yeah. It's always funny to me because, like, in the beginning, it just looked like some random smudges, you know? So.
Yeah, you have to stick with it. You have to give yourself and the burning time to develop.
You are correct.
Takes
Always
a
an
little
ugly
time.
stage.
Yep. All art has an ugly stage. Whether it's your drawing,
Anybody who says any different is...
they're not telling you the truth.
Yep. Spence is here.
Hey, Spence!
He says, better late than never.
Absolutely. Alrighty. This actually curves out.
Mike just noticed the tip graphic.
Oh. It's just to make things easier for everybody. Because I can say it, but it's harder to show it camera-wise. So I made those graphics. Guess what reads better? It's
So Casper says, Carrie says, I have a friend who has asked him to burn a squirrel. Is Carrie... I'm sorry, I don't know. Him, her?
Him.
Okay. I have never burned anything at all. Where to start? That is his question.
Where to start?
Chat.
Having not burned at all.
Having not burned at all.
I recommend before you jump into a squirrel, because that's definitely a lot, that you try doing leaves first. And the reason I say that is because you can't really mess up a leaf. You really can't.
Don't dare me.
No, even you could not mess up a leaf.
Even me, she
Even
says.
you could not mess up a leaf.
Even me.
Because they are so random and whatnot. You could mess up a leaf. I would honestly, and I don't like to discourage anybody, but I would hold off on the squirrel until you feel like you have a better comfort level with your burner. Because that's a lot of fur going on, a lot of fluffy, and some individualized, short, long. There's a lot going on with a squirrel.
Mike wants a just the tip t-shirt with that graphic.
I can do that. I'm in the middle of making merchandise right now. Perfect idea. Thank you, Mike, and I will get that done.
That would be funny.
That would be, because I have a mug. It's a Christmas mug with Bernadette on one side and the other side it says special cocoa.
So Burl says that's a good idea. Do the leaves first and leave room for a squirrel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You can do that. You could practice with the leaves, get comfortable with the leaves, and then put a squirrel in as you go. So, do some leaves right here. Just practice doing some leaves, getting the feel of your burner, how everything moves, and then, you can put a squirrel in.
So.
And see how it goes.
There was a couple lives before this where I was burning. I'm an okay artist, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're a professional artist.
I'm a professional artist. And I kind of I thought that there would be a little bit of a learning curve when I started to do pyrography, but I had no idea how difficult it would be for me to adjust. So I think, and I'm not saying that anybody has that kind of
Yeah, I'm not trying to dissuade you,
but definitely try it first, because I found it to be very different from what I'm used to. So
I want you to succeed. So if you feel comfortable with the leaves, your confidence is going to build. And with your confidence building, you will be more successful doing the squirrel.
Now, does Carrie already have a burner?
I'm assuming.
Okay. So that's a question for you, Carrie. Do you have a burner already? Because that has a bearing on things, too. Because if it's a craft burner, then
you can still do it with the craft burner.
Yeah, you can still do it, but it's going to be a little bit different process.
Well, it'll be different than how I burn, yes.
Yeah.
More than doable.
Said, yes, I do. Okay. All right.
Now we're starting to get some. I forgot this arm in my drawing.
Well, go ahead.
So I kind of faked it.
Oh. I believe it. Fake it. Okay, so Spence has an interesting. It's a Paul Childs burner, is what Carrie says. Okay.
Oh,
cool.
Peter Childs. Yeah.
Peter. Okay. When does someone become a professional artist? There's a lot of different answers to that.
Yeah, there is.
So
when you're consistently paid for your artwork.
That is the short. Yeah, that's the shortest answer. Now, depending on who you ask, but Valerie's answer is the correct one, actually, because if you're a professional mercenary, you get paid for your work, right? So you don't go and do mercenary work for exposure. Out of all the examples he could use, why is it? Do I need to know something? No, maybe. I don't know. No. So you don't do things for exposure. You do paid work. That's what makes you a professional, because people come to you to get the job done, right? So, some people will also additionally say, or they'll say, "Oh, you have to have a degree," or I don't subscribe. I don't believe that either, because if you look at many professional artists, especially some of the old masters, a lot of them didn't have any kind of professional training. Well, a lot of them started off as not apprentices. Apprentices, yes. But Van Gogh or Van Gogh, however you say his name, So some people will say, well, when you were able to make your living on it, but I think Valerie's answer is the most correct one, because art is a luxury item. Yep. And not everybody can afford it, and it has lulls and I'm trying to think of the word. And I would say when you get paid on your work on the regular, because anybody can sell something once, but that's why I said consistently. Yeah, that doesn't make you a professional. But when people start coming to you for your work, especially, or you become known for your work, I think that's an aspect, or that's all right. Being professional. Let's get this graphite off.
Yeah, I will continue to shape them, but we do have leaves. And actually, because I kind of want to get to the acorns on doing the texture, but I feel like I'm going to go ahead and bump up to 3 because we're going to really add some darks to separate those leaves out. So I'm going to go ahead and bump to 3. What did Burrow say?
Carrie just was very generous.
Oh, thank you so much. Spent. Thank you, Carrie. I appreciate it. So I'm up to 3, and we are going to be using a lot of edge and tip.
That's a good point, Burl.
What's
Like
that?
she says a lot of artists don't make money until after they're dead. You know, and during their time, they were unappreciated.
Yep.
You know, so, but in their, you know, in their past, after their passing, yeah, they're professional artists.
Well, thankfully, compared to back then, we have the internet now, and we don't have to rely on art galleries. And I mean, the internet has good things, it's got bad things. What does it have bad things? But it gives us as artists more freedom to get our work out there, and that makes a big difference. All right. Just trying to reshape this leaf.
I just noticed that that Carrie gave us £5. That's like $100 American now.
Did your special coffee kick in?
Yeah, it did.
All right.
Waiting for yours to kick in.
Oh, I can feel it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a little more special than I did.
I'm just putting in a little bit more darks.
Mike says, "Oh, great! That's when I start wearing the big back set barrel." Well, you know, it's funny because I have a body of work and I joke about that, but there's some truth to that joking. Is that after I pass away, our children, many years from now, love.
Thank you.
You know,
you ain't gonna jinx it.
Yeah, I know I'm not. That work will be more valuable for them than it is for us right now.
You see, I want it valuable now.
Well, and
I don't want to wait till I'm
hopefully
dead.
it will be. You know,
to be in a museum.
Yours is for sure.
I just realized my leaf, I lost it. So let's put it in real quick.
Oh, too much special cocoa.
No.
Never too old. No, you're never too old. Actually, Kathy, a lot of professional artists didn't start their art careers until later on. So you are not too old to be a professional artist.
Alright, so all that makes more sense to me now. Because I kind of lost. I was like, where is everything? So I BS'd it. It's a mess right now. So let's detail it out. I think I'm going to make this a darker leaf just so it reads better. Though it is on the bottom, so.
Oh, it's looking really good. I think.
And this is a dark leaf under here. I tried to go with interesting grain with this one, so it's kind of sweeping up.
Burl says the cost of wood right now, any burning should be in a museum.
Yeah.
It is expensive right now. I'll give you that.
I haven't seen the prices.
Well, if it's anything like groceries.
Oh, it is. There's a lot of people having issues getting wood.
I'm gonna have to readjust my expectations for when I go to the grocery store because I'm calibrated for prices, a few years ago, and every time I get to the register, it's way more than I planned on.
Alrighty. So let's quickly move over. I need to detail that out more so it actually looks like a leaf. Flat. You put the tip flat, it just burns differently. So make sure you remember that.
Wow, appreciate all those thumbs up. That is awesome. We got 17 people with us right now.
Yay! I guess people wanted fall leaves.
I guess so.
See, right now to me it looks like a real mess, but it's gonna get better.
Well, it looks like leaves to me.
I'm gonna switch you over real quick, and we're gonna.
What are we doing?
Get in. I'm gonna switch you over to the ball tip. Right now I'm trying. I need to put a.
So your tip.
Yes.
Tip graphics are going to be
irrelevant. They're not gonna matter. Yeah, they're not gonna matter.
Removing it.
The graphics are for the shaders, flat shaders.
Gotcha.
All right. So for the size of what we're doing, I can get away with either. I'm gonna go ahead and just do a small ball tip.
Okay.
So the 19 small, I'm gonna bump it up to 3 because it burns differently. So it needs a little more heat. The caps may look like there's a lot going on, and there are because there's texture in the caps. But we can fake the texture with a ball tip. Alrighty. Actually, I'm going to bump down to 2.5. 3 is just a little dark. Get my eraser stuff off. So I'm going to start with this cap, and I'm just going to stipple. Even if it looks solid, I'm going to stipple.
Okay.
I'm actually going to turn down a little bit more. I'm going to go down to 1.5.
1.5.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty low.
Just gonna move at different speeds because that gives me different darknesses and different sizes.
So that buffering earlier, we're not buffering now.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at the performance. That buffering was actually, I think, YouTube because it resulted in a huge drop in our actually people that were viewing as well. So yeah, strange.
I'm dragging a little bit on some of them so that it's more of a dash, so to speak, than it is a dot.
Oh, I see. That's actually really effective in getting that texture. Spence wants to know if Hubcap, me, is going to burn it if we do something for Christmas in December.
Yeah.
And will we get to hear Dirty Santa again? Yes, we will.
Absolutely.
Yep, Dirty Santa is a Christmas tradition, and if you haven't been here, it's not like it sounds. It's wholesome and family friendly. It was only scarring for me and the child's mother, but so if you want to hear about that story, you're gonna have to
make sure you're subscribed.
Yeah, make sure you're subscribed because that'll come around one of these lives closer to Christmas.
Yeah.
Yep.
In December.
I'll even wear my Dirty Santa shirt because it's hanging in the closet.
I guess maybe we need a.
Oh, I've got the checkered shirt too. Mm-hmm. I can actually recreate the
look,
the visual. Yes.
I need to write that like an actual story.
I know. We talked about that.
All right. So what I'm doing is I'm actually just moving a lot. Dashes and keeping it random, but going in a circular direction because this is how the cap moves. You can see the pattern of how the cap moves. And then I put in the body with the ball tip, small oval circles.
That means I'm gonna have to grow out my beard.
Yep.
Okay. Sheila says, I love Dirty Santa, even laugh at the thought of it. So if you're here right now and you're like, what the heck is Dirty Santa? It's something that happened to me at Walmart. It's not questionable material. No. All right.
It's just fun.
It was just something that happened to me. Yeah.
Let's see here. Let's get this cap in. Now this, because of how this is laying, cap-wise, I'll be moving up and down because that's how the pattern is on the photo. It's more like the cap sitting on the top, whereas this is the top of the cap.
Robert Fisher goes, Dirty Santa. He's got like a thoughtful emoji. Just, yeah, I'm not gonna spoil any of it.
No, don't.
I'm just gonna say, just to clarify, that the dirty part of it is that because I just come from welding.
Yeah,
so
it's not sexual.
No.
If that's what if the new people are worried about, it's not sexual.
Well, that's why I wanted to clarify, because I didn't want anybody going like, oh, I don't want to offend anybody. Mike says, I'm a beginner pyrographer, but can draw good. It's taken me about 6 months to make the transition. Also using a Peter Child machine. Yeah, you guys should talk.
Yeah, it takes time.
Definitely helps when you got somebody who has a similar machine.
Yeah, Sheila has Peter Child's, but he uses her Optima.
And Burl says, LOL, Dirty Santa ornament. Yes, we did do that.
No, I think he
or
wants
she
a
asking
real
for
one.
another one.
A real one.
We
didn't
did
do
one.
It's more of a tag.
But it wasn't hung on the tree? Where is that? Is it around here? We don't need to show it.
Yeah, it's around here.
Okay.
Alright, so we got shadow underneath.
Oh, I'm going to take the Halloween decorations down tomorrow.
So I'm going to use the ball tip. Now this acorn is lighter than the ones around it.
Carrie wants to know, do you have a membership for you?
I do.
Yes, she does. I think if you go
you
down...
just click join.
Click join, that's it. And then it'll walk you through it.
Or if you don't want to use YouTube, you can go through the coffee link down below. And with the coffee, everything comes directly to me.
Is that Ko-Fi?
Ko-Fi.
Okay.
What was I saying?
Coffee.
I think.
I mean, but it's the same. That's what it is. Ko-Fi coffee.
Alrighty.
Well, Carrie, that is your opinion. Everybody has their own opinions about their skill level, but I will say that if you that's something that you want to do, that you can become better.
Absolutely.
And that is strictly up to you.
Absolutely.
There is a myth that art requires talent or some special, designation. It's mystical, but the truth is it's technique and hard work.
It requires patience.
And patience, yes.
Love. And I say love because you have to be invested, like really invested.
Yep. Gotta love it.
Gotta
want to do it. It is a good story, Robert. It is very entertaining. And it is one of those things that happens in real life.
I want to film it and have an actual short film of it. We have to reenact it.
Jessica we could.
Yeah. We could use the granddaughter now. She's old enough.
Yeah. But it's something that happened to me that's it was like something that would happen in a movie. Like it shouldn't have happened in real life, but yet it did. So
let's just say kids say the darndest things. Remember that show?
Yeah. Oh, Kathy's got to run.
Hey, Kathy.
Doctor's appointment. Well, good luck.
May it go well.
Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Thank you very much, Kathy. Carrie's a plumber. A good plumber, though. Well, you know what? If you can be a good plumber, you can be a good artist. It's very simple.
So we're on the cap here, and I'm actually going to switch over to
Mike recommends
18S.
Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain, as do I. That is an awesome book. That is the book that changed my life.
I never sat down and read it.
You bought it, though.
A second time for you.
Yes. But it is a really good book. It teaches you about art in a different way. It's about seeing. So I'm not going to go any more than that. But it's a very good book.
All right. So we have shadow under the cap here. So I switched back over to 18 because it's a softer shadow. Using the ball tip makes it a little more harsh. So I'm going to go just the tip at 2. And I'm just dragging down and kind of softening it, but it has to be darker at the top in order for it to read like we're looking at the inside of the cap. And then I can come down here just the tip and drag it out. So we can get some of the, what looks like almost like rays.
Spence says, looks good, Val. You're welcome, Carrie. But it's the truth, so. Burl says, Mike, I struggle with stick figures, but show me a picture and I can do a decent replica. See, that, Burl, is just because you are switching from the analytical side of your brain to the creative side of your brain. And that's nothing more than that. It's a transition. So, but, you know, the more that you exercise that ability, the better you get at it. So, just like anything else.
Yeah, that's why I can burn with my photo upside down.
Yep.
Or my piece upside down in the photo. Right side up. See, they're all so close together and stacked. I'm trying to make sure I don't
They're reading really good right now.
lose them.
Yeah. I don't think you're gonna
Because they're really stacked. What's funny is the photo I wanted them to pick, I'm glad they didn't.
Was it the one you showed me?
Yeah, the more I looked at it, yeah.
From what I saw, that was questionable. And, you know.
But it was only questionable if you have a dirty mind.
And do you?
Maybe.
Your silence is deafening. Okay.
Let's see here.
Carrie wants to know, which membership do you prefer, YouTube or the link below?
Let's see here. Shirley uses the link below. YouTube takes 30% of any money. Like any money. Whereas the Ko-fi goes directly to me 100%. So it's whatever is easiest for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
It works for me either way. So it's whatever is easiest for you. I don't want to tell people you got to do this or that. It's whatever.
There you have it. Straight from Valarie's mouth.
Now you're going to be in the Facebook group, the special group. So even if I forget to post something in Ko-fi, on the Ko-fi account, you will always have access to the Facebook group. Alright, so this is a darker acorn back here. And this is sitting on top of it. And this leaf and this acorn are actually about the same color. So what I'm going to do is I am going to actually darken the leaf. Because I think it'll read better if I do the leaf, keep it separated, versus if I darken the acorn.
Appreciate that sentiment, Carrie.
Alrighty. Get that in. There we go. And then, even with this top, I'm just going to use the tip edge, like the very tip, and kind of drag it so that we get that pattern.
I don't have. Are you talking specifically to me or to Valarie? Because I don't have a thing to sub to. I am Valarie's in-studio streaming assistant. That's what I do. Like, I am an artist, but I'm not really set up that way.
Well, your Instagram the Instagram link down below is for both of us.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
This is going to need a lot of darks to separate. You do have a YouTube channel, but it's focused on a game.
It's not focused on burning, so.
On art, it's focused on.
And in the future, maybe I might, but if that happens, then we'll announce that. So. So which? Okay, he says either. So which link do I click on? You subscribe to Drawing with Fire.
This is what you read.
Okay.
So the link for Ko-fi is in there. To join the membership, the YouTube, you just click the join button. Sometimes some people can't see it. Are you on mobile or are you on PC? Because that does matter.
It does.
Alright.
So, because he's very adamant about not giving YouTube money.
Oh, the Ko-fi account.
The
then.
Ko-fi account is what you'd use. So,
Mm-hmm.
And that's link is in the description.
Yes.
But like Val said, if you're on your phone, you might not be able to see that. So
the Ko-fi only goes through the web. It is not an app.
Oh, okay.
So we got a little tip here on our acorn.
Oh, he's on PC. Okay, and Sheila is showing is telling him how to do it.
Thank you, Sheila.
Yep. Thank you, Sheila.
Alrighty, so we're starting to get. So if you see this acorn, that is what I was seeing, but bigger version on the other photo. I'm going to leave it at that because I don't know if there's kids listening.
Right. I mean, I think it would probably be safe to say that would not be offensive to small children to say that the acorn, if it had a name, it probably would have been Dolly. Right?
Oh. Yes, right.
Yes. It would have been at home at Dollywood. So, anyway, that's about all I got to say about that.
And this is going to get worse right here on this one.
Oh, no.
It's not my fault. I am drawing an acorn. I am shading an acorn.
And what are you using?
I'm using the 18 small.
And how are you using it?
I'm using the tip and dragging. You're trying to get me in trouble.
I was.
You're trying to get me in trouble.
Spence is laughing at us.
I shall get you later.
Or me. I know you will.
So, we need to make sure there's that shading right up against the two. That is an acorn.
Andrea,
I didn't do it.
Andrea says Mae West.
I didn't do it. It's an acorn. I didn't do it. I didn't take the photo. I drew the pattern, but I didn't draw it. I didn't do this one.
Mike says he might try this one. It feels doable.
Well, here's the thing. The members are going to get this pattern. This photo is from Envato, so I can't share it all over the place. This is, it's a paid membership that we have.
Yep.
I can alter some things and give the Super Toasties the pattern, but I can't just give out.
So the references are there to be used for artists that pay, and you can create artwork from it, but you cannot share the reference. So
because that's the original.
That violates the terms of service.
But I'm pretty sure you could probably find a similar photo on Pixabay.
Oh, I'm sure.
Or on Splash.
Absolutely sure. I'm sure that if there isn't,
and if that's the case, absolutely,
if
please do
there
it.
An absolute dump truck full of leaves and acorns, I would be very surprised.
Yeah. But I can't just give this to anybody. I give it to the Super Toasties.
Now the reason why we're not sponsored by Envato or anything like that, but if you do, like, Envato is nice because the references a lot of the times are already isolated from backgrounds.
And that's what this was.
And so if you're using a graphic design program to do patterns or something like that, it makes it a lot easier because it's several steps that you don't have to mess with. Like, you don't have to cut it out of the background or, isolate it. It's already done. And like some of those things,
well, you have to cut off the white, but that's...
Yeah, but I mean that's easy. But some of them actually are PNGs because they have different things that you can use, but some of them are PNGs that are already isolated, like completely. That they're just objects. So, and they're, if you're paying for the service, then you can use those.
And it's not a cheap service. The only reason we keep it is because I do use it so much.
And I actually use it too. Yeah. So since we're both using it.
Because we're paying like $32 a month for it. But it has video, photos, graphics, audio, templates. So it's worth it for us.
As Carl Sagan would have said, billions and billions of assets.
Exactly. So this is starting to look a little bit more. And let's see here. So in an hour, I gotten pretty far.
Yeah.
It still needs more darks. Absolutely still needs more darks.
Teresa, did you cut that wood? Teresa wants to know.
Yes, I cut the wood. It's 4x6. It was a leftover piece when I cut your guys'... when I cut your guys' Christmas present. I had to... I still needed to use the wood. So... And Carrie, if you're going, I need to know your favorite animal, favorite color, and favorite metal, please. Darker on this cap.
We are just passing the hour mark.
Yeah, I'm trying to get as much as I can get done.
Okay.
So we need darken. Way dark, but...
Appreciate you all hanging out with us.
Absolutely. Plus, we owe them a few minutes with the buffering.
Okay. We are starting to see people depart, though.
All right. So, we are starting to get acorns.
I believe so. They look like acorns to me.
See, this one is a pretty...
Ah, thank you very much, Carrie. He just subbed to you.
Awesome.
And Mike has a visitor, so he will say goodnight. Later, Mike.
Thank you for joining. I don't know what we're doing next week. I expect this one to be done.
Okay.
Even though I've got Christmas presents to make and filming to do.
Busy, busy, busy.
Yes. I just wanted to see them to see this at least mostly done.
Yeah.
Plus, with the super toasties, if anybody wants to do it, I don't like to leave them hanging. Because I'm not going to bring this back on camera. No.
You'll post the finished version though somewhere.
Yeah.
Burl says that her feed says we started 5 minutes ago.
Alright, get that one in there. So as
Carrie, she wanted to know your favorite animal. Your favorite color and what else?
Favorite metal. Gold, silver, copper. This one has dots. Because everything sits on top of each other. Some things don't read as well.
Well, they will once you add more contrast.
Yeah. So. More separation between them.
Mm-hmm. I mean, right now, it's reading just fine to me.
It's so dark.
But you, as the artist, are always going to be your biggest critic.
Yes.
Teresa has to go, too. Take care. Have an awesome day. You, too.
Thank you, Teresa. Alrighty.
He's answered you. Silver, wolf, purple.
Got it. Oh, I also, if you could please send me a direct message. I need your address. Pretty please.
Otherwise, you won't get your Christmas present.
Yeah. And I gotta move him on the list because he is in the UK.
Yep. Oh, so you gotta get his done.
Yeah, I gotta get his done before I can go to America and get America done.
Gotcha.
Oh, alrighty. So, we're blocked in, but it needs more contrast. It's gotta have it, or it just looks like a blob. But I do think some of these really need to be left unburned just to break it up within it. But in an hour, I got It blocked in and a lot of the graphite removed.
So you're gonna finish that later?
Yeah, I'm gonna finish this later.
Gonna provide some more contrast. Gonna get some separation between the acorns and the leaves. Gonna create a real composition.
You know what? I just realized the Super Toasties can't.
Can't what?
No.
What are you doing?
No, I'm trying to move you.
Where are you? Oh, they've seen that on and off.
Have they mentioned it?
No one's.
Well, Super Toasties, you're gonna get.
No one's noticed it.
Photos. We gotta do photo shoot again.
Mm-hmm. Wait, we gotta redo all that?
We gotta redo all that.
Aw, there's some good stuff in there.
Gotta redo it.
Can it be like? No, you're the boss.
Yes, I am. You heard that, and it is
on
like record.
It's a secret. Like I have a choice. Be serious.
Yeah, Carrie, don't put it in the chat through Facebook. Send me a direct message with your address, please. Don't want you to put it out there for everybody.
Mm-mm. No, that's your private information. So.
And nobody else is gonna get it. It's secured in my tablet, and well, you do. Only we have access to it. Nobody else does.
And I will only notice it when I take it to the post office, and then I'll promptly forget it because that's who I am.
Yeah, he'll just hand it over, and they'll do all the work, and he'll be okay. Thank you, bye.
And I'll come back, and Valarie will be like, "So did you mail those things?" I'll be like, "Huh."
Yeah.
I don't have anything. I must have.
Yeah. I was trying to show you guys something behind Hubcap's head, but I will post it for the Super Toasties first so that they can see it. I'm overall happy. They know what I was doing this weekend.
Oh.
Bernadette got a facelift.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. And something else got made.
Yep. But I think that's appropriate. Because you had asked me to design it, but I designed Bernadette. And so you designed the other thing.
Yeah.
And that's very appropriate.
Okay, Carrie, I'll keep an eye out for it. So, I don't know what we're going to do next week. Do you guys want more of stuff like this? Or do you want something different? Yeah. The stuff that... I mean, I will admit I'm not as interested, but people are learning from it, so then I am interested. This isn't a piece... I mean, I'd frame it and make it available once it's done, but it's not... It's not my jam. Should I not have said that?
It doesn't matter.
What does that mean?
It means you can say it. I don't know if you can pull it off, but you can say it.
Alright, well then I guess us and the Super Toasties will figure out for next week, unless you have an idea.
No, I don't have any ideas.
I know, Burrow wants a barn. I didn't do a barn, Burrow, because I haven't got your photos.
See? On you now.
Well, I put it on her last week.
Oh, no.
But I know she's busy, so. So the barn may have to be next spring while we do this. Yeah, no. So if we don't have any other questions.
Is there something that you need?
I do, but I gotta wait for questions.
Okay.
Do you know where it's at in there?
Not really. Oh.
It's at the bottom of reference photos.
Okay.
Alright. You guys know what to say. Say it with me. You're awesome.
You're awesome.
You can do this.
You can.
Why? Because you're a pyro artist.
Do it.
Happy burning, guys. Bye. What do you want for lunch? Food?
House soup.
Food? No, cheese and crackers. Cheese and crackers.
Oh, you want to do fancy cheese and crackers?
I do.
Yeah.